Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be looking at how to use numbers in your Python program. So as previously discussed in our previous video, there are two main types of numbers in Python that we can use and we can work with in our Python program. The first one is integers, which are whole numbers, and the second one is floating point numbers, which are numbers with a decimal. So let's explore some basic operations on both of them and see how they perform. Well, we will also discuss how to create variables and assign them values. So without having any further ado, let's get started. So to getting started with the numbers, I have opened up the Jupyter Notebook, and if you don't know what Jupyter Notebook is, just watch 2 or 3 previous videos and you will find out what is Jupyter Notebook and how to use it. But for those of you who have already installed the Jupyter Notebook, let's get started with the numbers. So for most of the course, my headers will be toggled. If you want to do the same, just come over to the view and toggle header as well as toggle the toolbar. So in order to perform add operation in Python, you just write first number, which is in my case 3, and then write a plus sign, and then write the second number, and then press Ctrl Shift Enter. So it will perform an add operation. In order to perform subtraction operation, you just write first number, then a dash, and then a second number, and press Ctrl Shift. It will perform the subtraction operation. In order to perform the multiplication operation, you just write first number, then asterisk or star, and then the second number, and then Ctrl Shift and then Shift Enter, and it will perform the multiplication operation. In order to perform the division operation, you just write the first number and then / and then the number you want to divide it by. So in my case, it would be 50 divided by 5. And if I press Ctrl Enter, you will see that it returns with a 10, which is exactly the answer we were expecting. So 50 divided by 5 is 10. We get 5 multiplied, but with 10 we get 50 or something like that. Okay, so these operations were just some elementary school mathematics, which you have already seen and which you already understand. But here things will get a little bit tricky. So if you remember from your elementary school, if a teacher gave you to divide 7 by 4, what you would do, you would just say that 7 for 1 is 4, and then we get a remainder 3. So how can we find a remainder in programming? Well, if I do this, if I divide 7.0 by 4 and then press enter, you would see that it returns 1.75, which is exactly what the answer is. But I just want 1 from it, and then I want to return the remainder. I can write 7 and then put modular operator and then write 4 after it. And if I press Shift Enter, you would see that it returns the remainder to me, which is also some elementary school mathematics, but in programming it's a little bit different. So that's what I was willing to explain. Why do we even need a modular operator? Well, there are some cases in which we do need the remainder. Suppose the last day I was creating a report for a school, for a software which is being used in school. So they were willing to put the data of three buses on one page. So what I did was I looped through all of the buses, and wherever the number or the iteratable object that I was running in the loop got divided by 3, wherever the remainder, like suppose if I write 50 divided by 5, or sorry, 50 modular 5, and then press enter, you can see that it returns 0. So wherever the remainder got 0, in my case, I just printed out the line, the page break there. So whenever 3 buses data was printed on the page, there they break the page, and the printed report got to another page. So that was a little example. You can take another example. That would be if you are willing to find out whether a number is even or odd. So if you get a number like 23 and you put moduli in front of it and divide it by 2 and then press enter, you will see that it's 1. So that means that this number is odd. If you get 22 and you do the same thing with it and press shift enter, you will get 0, which means that if we get the remainder is equal to 0, then the number is even, otherwise it's odd. So this was a little bit explanation about the modula. I hope you understand, because it's not that much complicated. It's not creating a ship and it's not that you have to create a spaceship and launch it to the space, but it's just simple math, elementary school math. And I hope you are not 9 years old. Anyway, moving on, we also have the power operator as well. If you're willing to find out 2 to the power something, so you just write double asterisk and then whatever the power you want to give. So that would be 3. So 2 to the power 3 is 8. And so 2 to the power 3 is 8. We also have the priority operators, or in some cases, if you are willing to change the priority of the default execution, we can do that. Suppose I have some number as 3 plus 10 multiplied with 10 and then add with 3. So what this Python would do, it will multiply this 10 with 10 and then add it with 3 and then add it with this 3. But I don't want this to happen. If I press Ctrl Shift, you can see that I get 106. But this answer is wrong for me, because I don't want the execution to be happen in this manner. I want to change it. So what I want to do, I want to first add this 3 with 10 and then multiply with 10 and then add this 10 with this 3 and then multiply both of them together. So how can I do that? I can do that pretty simply by adding round brackets wherever I want to start, whichever part I want to execute first. So first I want to execute this, and then I want to execute this operation, and once it's done, in the last I want to perform the multiplication. If I press Ctrl Enter, you can see that we get completely different result, and whatever the combination would be, like if you change the combination every time you will get different answer. So this is pretty much it for the elementary school mathematics that I'm teaching you, although I'm not your elementary school teacher, but it was important to learn about different operations that can be performed in Python and how to perform it. So this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you are enjoying the Python Essential Bootcamp for ethical hackers. Some awesome content is coming up, so stay tuned. Do subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Not that I'm begging you to subscribe to, but if you really like my channel and if you really like to learn programming and hacking, then subscribe. So have a pleasant day. Stay cheeky breeky. Till next time, enjoy hacking. Peace out.